50 years of service. Debbie Jones is the Community Relations Administrator at the Jacksonville Aviation Authority.
And Greg Willis is the Marketing Program Manager there. Welcome to the show. Good to see you guys.
Thank you for having us.
All right, this is a big year. 2018 is a massive year for the airport. Tell folks why.
Well, because we're celebrating 50 years of service in the Jacksonville community. In 1968, the airport in its current location opened its doors, and we've been celebrating that milestone throughout the year. We've celebrated with employees, with our tenants, we've celebrated with our passengers, with our community stakeholders, and we even buried a time capsule to open in the year 2068. So it's been an awesome year for that celebration.
And specifically right now, October was the first flight in 68, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. And just to kind of pile on what Debbie was saying, we've also seen record passenger traffic this year. Allegiant has announced 2 new flights. Spirit Airlines will start new nonstop service to 2 new destinations in December, and Frontier's grown rather quickly. So we've seen record-breaking traffic this year as well.
Well, someone that's new to Jacksonville, everything at the airport looks brand new to me. But I imagine in 50 years there's been some significant changes. What are some of those changes that have happened?
Well, the most significant one is what you mentioned. The most obvious is the terminal has changed drastically. From what it was in 1968, it's expanded, and then we actually built 2 new concourses, so it's totally different. Of course, there's also the different things in security. Security looks a lot different today than it did in 1968. There are multiple layers of security for not only the traveling passenger, but everybody who is at the terminal to ensure that they feel safe and secure.
And there's a good chance that if you were flying back in 1968, the airlines that were operating then aren't the airlines that are operating now.
Right, right. Yeah, what not TWA?
Pan Am?
Pan Am.
Eastern?
Yeah, they're long gone.
Long gone, yeah.
National.
Seen some pics there. These pics, some of the historic ones, are a lot of these pics in the, what many people might not know, the Aviation Museum in the airport?
Some of them are, but we do have, we just opened up as part of our celebration phase 2 of the Aviation Gallery. It's a wonderful place to go. It's pre-security, so it's open to anybody that comes to the airport, and it just tracks the history of aviation in Jacksonville from late 1800s all the way through modern day. And it's just amazing the rich aviation history we have here in Jacksonville.
And phase 2 specifically goes from, I believe, World War II to the modern era. And also we get a lot of requests for plane spotting. It's a great place to go and watch the planes take off and land.
Yeah, it's a good spot there. It's not just about people flying in and out of there. The impact on the Jacksonville community that you guys have had.
Right. In the most recent study that was done, the Aviation Authority, which includes Jacksonville International Airport and our 3 other airports, has a $3.1 billion economic impact on an annual basis. Wow. And that includes over about 30,000 aviation and non-aviation related jobs. So it is a significant impact. And the fact that we have grown with our community means that we have a greater amount of accessibility, so that when we're talking to businesses about come to Jacksonville, this is a great place. We can get you anywhere, one stop anywhere practically in the world. So it has been a great significant asset, and it will continue to be a significant asset for our community.
So this is just a quick question that I want to know. What's something that someone has to at least try or see or do at the airport if they're new, they've never been there?
My wife would say Vino Volo.
Okay.
Yeah,
I am creating a bucket list for Jacksonville. So.
Well, there's so much there. There's dining and shopping options. There's the Aviation Gallery. We have a wonderful world-renowned art program at the airport that is just phenomenal. We've recently installed some sculptures on the outside of the terminal. Those are actually going to be on loan, so in a couple, 3 years you'll see new pieces out there. We just this year instituted our Jack's Paws program, which is where dogs come in and they provide comfort not only for passengers who may be there, but for employees as well. So there's just a wide variety. We have a pet relief area for your doggy friends.
There it is.
And
nice.
It's just something that just enhances the overall experience of everybody who comes to the airport.
I would definitely say that. It's a lot of great stuff to look forward to.
Constantly expanding. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And we'd like to thank the Jacksonville Aviation Authority for sponsoring this segment, and go to flyjax.com for more information about parking, security checkpoints, shopping, flight information, and more.
All right.